Hi guys, this video is to show you how to format a very simple portfolio for any kind of portfolio submission that you might have in the future. So what I like to do is create a folder with my JPEG images of my works. And I like to label them neatly so that I can, find them easy and have easy access to them. Make sure that your photographs are formatted in a JPEG and make sure they're clean and neat and straightforward. There's nothing else in the photographs but the work. Then I like to drag them out onto my desktop so that I have easy access to them when I'm putting together my document. Once I'm ready, I go down to my Microsoft Word application and open up a blank document, which will work just fine for this. Once that's open, I like to kind of shift it over so that I kind of have access to both the document and the images. Because what I'm going to do is pick my first image and drag and drop into the space. Now, you notice that it's kind of big. I would recommend one image per page, but this is big because we need to put our information underneath, so I'm going to resize. So you simply click on the photo and drag the corner inward so that it makes it just a little bit smaller. Not too small, but not too big. Then I like to center it, just so it's nice and neat. And I like to give myself 2 spaces underneath the photograph to start my information. It's important to use consistent font. I like to use Times New Roman, because I feel like that's a very clean font, and size 12. And if that's the choice that you've made, make sure that you stick to that throughout the document. Then you're going to start with italicizing your title. You should always italicize. Make sure that the title is capitalized when needed. And then following your title, you're going to place a comma, and you're going to take italicize off, or italics off. And you're going to put your year that the work was created. Directly below that information, you're going to specify the dimensions of the work. So in this case, I'm going to do 54 inches by 63 inches. You want to make sure you specify the type of measurement, whether they're inches or centimeters or feet. That's very important. Then directly underneath that, you're going to place your medium and the substrate on which it's living. So if it's on canvas, you want to specify that. If it's on paper, metal, make sure that that is included because that's a very important part of your work and the understanding of the work. And then from here, it's basically the same thing. You're just going to drag and drop the rest of the images, resize, make sure they're in the center of the document. 2 spaces below, start your title, year, dimension, and medium. Again, I cannot stress enough how important it is to keep consistent throughout your document. If you want to use a different font, fine, but make sure that throughout the document it stays the same, as well as the size of the lettering that you're choosing. Now, I'm not going to go through every single one because it's just going to get repetitive, but this is kind of the general idea for how you want your document to look. Once you're ready to save the document, what you're going to do is you're going to go up to File, and you're going to click Save As. This is also an important part. When you're saving, it's important not to just have any old name. What I like to do is put my first and last name with no spaces in between, and then underscore and whatever the document is. So this happens to be a portfolio, so I'll just put portfolio. That way whoever it's being sent to will understand clearly what it is. You want to make sure you save it on your desktop. That way you have easy access to it once it's saved. And then under File Format, you're going to change it from a Word document down to a PDF. Once you've specified that, you click Save. And literally that's it. Once you minimize this document, you should be able to find it on your desktop here. You want to make sure to open it up just so that you're certain it looks the way you want it to look. Just to double check to make sure everything is clean and organized, and there are no spelling errors, and you've included all the work that you wanted to include. So that's it, guys. This is my portfolio here, the final version. Just to recap, the most important things about this is take clear photographs of the work. Make sure there's not a whole bunch of stuff in the background or in the foreground or shadowings. Just make sure that you're presenting your work in the best possible light, because most likely this submission is for an opportunity, and you want to make sure that the people who are reviewing the work can see it in its best light. Again, very important to include the title in italics, the year, underneath that, the dimensions. Make sure you include whether it's inches or feet that you're talking about. You want to be specific. And then your mediums and the substrate in which it lives. Those are very important, guys, because you want the viewer or the reviewer to understand exactly what the work is. I've seen a lot of submissions where people put alternative media or mixed media or collage, and that doesn't really give me any information about the work. Especially today, work is so specific and material has so much influence on the way in which we understand artwork that it's very important to specify. So for example, pencil, graphite, colored pencil, and paper on canvas. That would be a very sort of in-depth, specific way to describe that. If you're collaging with objects, I would list the objects. So buttons, rocks, glitter, metal wiring on wood. These are all things that will give the reviewer a better understanding of what the work is and how the work actually, looks and feels in a space. Okay, that's it, guys. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Bye!